Google I/O 2026 demoed 3 AI platform updates, and every single one ran under 300 milliseconds on stage. I wired all 3 into a live invoice pipeline for Serbian small businesses and logged P50, P95, and P99 for 7 days straight. 1,847 real requests. Paying customers, not benchmark rigs. One of those features times out 4.2% of the time under actual load. If you're a founder deciding which I/O update to bet your product on, Keynote demos measure P50 on empty infrastructure. Your users live and die on P99. Most recap videos parrot the stage numbers. I'm Lazar. I ship AI automation for SMBs daily, and I logged the tail. Here's what actually broke. Let me set up the test first, because the setup is the whole point. The 3 updates Google announced were WebMCP for browser-side agent calls, built-in AI powered by Gemini Nano running on-device, and skills in Chrome, which lets pages ship reusable agent capabilities. On stage, every demo landed between 188 and 290 milliseconds. Beautiful. Clean, rehearsed. I took a live invoice generation pipeline, the kind of workload where a small business owner clicks a button, waits, and either gets a PDF or gets angry. And I routed 3 parallel paths through it. Every invoice request hit one of the 3 features via round robin, so each got roughly a third of the traffic. Same input data, same output requirement, same customers hammering it during business hours. I logged P50, P95, and P99 latency plus timeout rate for 7 full days. 1,847 requests total. Let me walk you through what came back. Feature 1, WebMCP. This is the one Google spent the most stage time on. The P50 was genuinely impressive, 280 milliseconds, right in line with the keynote. If I had stopped measuring there, I'd have written a glowing recap. But P95 jumped to 2.1 seconds, and P99 collapsed to 6.4 seconds under concurrent load. Worse, 4.2% of requests timed out entirely. 77 invoices out of 1,847 never returned. In a real SMB workflow, that's a customer refreshing the page, generating a duplicate, and then calling support. WebMCP is not production ready for latency-sensitive workloads. Not yet. Feature 2, built-in AI with Gemini Nano on device. This was the boring segment of the keynote. Barely any applause. On stage, it clocked 220 milliseconds and everyone moved on. In production, it was the only feature that held up. P50 at 340 milliseconds, P95 at 780 milliseconds, P99 at 1.2 seconds, and 0 timeouts across the full 7 days. Because it runs on device, it doesn't care about network jitter or Google's edge load. For an invoice tool where the user is already in the browser, this is the update that quietly wins. Feature 3, skills in Chrome. P50 looked fine, around 410 milliseconds. P95 was acceptable at 1.4 seconds. But here's the trap. The first request in any new session added 2.1 seconds of cold start overhead while the skill initialized. For a power user hitting the tool 50 times a day, that cost amortizes to nothing. For a small business owner who opens the app twice a week to run payroll invoices, every single session feels broken. Cold start kills UX for infrequent users, and infrequent users are the majority of SMB software traffic. So here's the practical takeaway you can act on today. Before you commit any I/O 2026 feature to a customer-facing path, run a 7-day shadow test with real traffic and log P99, not P50. Route a small percentage, 5–10% of live requests through the new feature in parallel with your existing path. Log latency percentiles and timeout rate. If P99 is more than 5 times your P50, the feature is not stable under load. If cold start on session 1 exceeds 1.5 seconds, it will hurt low-frequency users. These two rules alone would have kept me from shipping WebMCP into a client invoice flow. My hot take: Google's keynote ranking of these 3 features is exactly inverted from their production value. WebMCP got the demo minutes. Built-in AI got a shrug, and on real SMB workloads over a real week. Built-in AI is the only one you can ship today without an asterisk. Stage demos optimized for wow. Your customers optimize for the request that doesn't time out. Trust the tail latency, not the applause. If you want the raw CSVs, every one of those 1,847 requests with timestamps and percentiles, plus the routing config I use to A/B slices these 3 in production. The full teardown is on BizFlowAI.io. That's also where you can see the actual client automations we ship, invoice pipelines, lead systems, integrations that survive P99. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next production teardown finds you. And if you've got a workflow you want stress-tested and automated properly, book a free 30-minute discovery call at BizFlowAI.io.